Hi, my name is Ottavia and welcome back to my channel. It's gonna be a little bit different video that I usually do, and I've never done this before, so I hope it's gonna go well. But I want to recommend you some books, but not the usual books that you see around, except maybe one of them that everyone knows the book. But anyway, that's a different story. But basically, all these books are written by women, and they basically create these characters that you immediately love, and you feel their pain, their love, their struggles, and you grow with them in their journey in the book. I have 5 books. These books are amazing. I love them, and I love also the writing style. So if I have to consider the genre that I'm going to show you, is definitely a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of historical fiction, also mythology, and a little bit of folklore as well, fantasy-ish. And the writing style of each writer, it's really poetic, it's majestic, it's beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, we're gonna start with the first one. So this is a book that everyone knows about, and I'm happy that I finally read it. This is the second book that I read of this author, and I loved also the other one, but this is, I think, my favorite, and it's Circe by Madeline Miller. What can I say? It's beautiful. I don't know how to describe it. Every single of his books are so beautiful. I just love Madeline Miller writing style. It's just so, yeah, like I said, it's majestic. And even when she wrote the Song of Achilles, I was just blown away. I can say that for the Song of Achilles, I didn't like the ending, or I was done. It didn't grip me as much as Circe. But it's about Circe, that she is the daughter of the god of the sun and martyrs of the Titans, Helios. And she's strange. She's different from all the other like offsprings that basically Helios have. And Circe is kind of seen as a witch in a way, just because because of what she did, because for jealousy she basically changed someone's appearances. She's been banished to an island of Ayaya, where she basically owns her occult crafts, casting spells, gathering strange herbs, and taming wild beasts. And where also in this place she also meets Odysseus, who of course says will risk everything. So this is what they say at the back, is that Circe's tale is a vivid epic of family rivalry, love and loss, the inextinguishable song of woman burning hot and bright in the darkness of a man's world. And it's true. You see the struggle of this person, this Circe, that, you know, she falls in love, but then the guy is actually interested more in the power, the first one that we see. And she feels betrayed, because why do you need to focus on that and you cannot focus on me? Like, so it was all a betrayal. And you see like the love that she has, that is so pure, and I understand what she's done. And I to be honest, I don't make it a fault. I think I would have done something like that as well, which is horrible to say. But for how people were treating her as well, it was so sad, but it's so beautiful. I read this book in less than 3 days and I cried. Hyped, but it's good hyped. So if you haven't read this one, please go and read it, because it's just so beautiful. And it's not even that long, because it's basically 336 pages. So you can do it no problem. Even men, if you are a man watching this video, you should read Circe. My boyfriend read it and he really enjoyed it. And yeah, it just because it's written by a woman, is about a woman, doesn't mean that men can actually enjoy it. Because I would recommend this one for sure. If you like that kind of part of the story, if you like Odysseus, if you like anything of that sort, this is the book for you. Next one is Guinevere, Queen of the Summer Court by Rosalind Miles. Rosalind Miles is another author that I love. And this is the first book on a trilogy of the Guinevere. And of course, as you know from the title, it's a story of Guinevere, King Arthur, and Lancelot. And what Rosalind does a lot is that she makes you hate the men there are in the books, especially the bad people, but even some of us more characters that you're like, why are you like this? But if you think of the time where we think that Arthur or Camelot was many, many, many years ago, if it's actually real or not real, I can understand this area, because anyway, we are in a world where they're pagans, but then there's also Christianity coming along. So you see that people are trying to transition from paganism to actual Christianity. And you basically see in this part Arthur that kind of gets the Christianity side, and Guinevere is still in the pagan side. And it's just such a nice retelling of Guinevere, and some of it is actually kind of true for what we know from other parts of history books or any other fiction books of Guinevere and Arthur. Other ones is a little bit more different because it's normal. It's an historical fiction, so you can have some stuff real, but they're not real because also we don't even know if actually they existed. But I loved it. I even loved Morgan as well, Morgan is the stepsister of Arthur. And I love it more. I think the one that I didn't enjoy, other than people from the church, and also there was at the side of Arthur's family, they're very horrible. But even Merlin, I didn't like the portrayal of Merlin in this one, because I'm used to see Merlin the Sword in the Stone from Disney, or Merlin the actual series, TV series. So to see this different Merlin, I was a little bit sad. But at the same time, I understand why she decided like that. But if you love Guinevere, if you love Arthur, if you love Lancelot, if you love Camelot in general, I would recommend the trilogy. And I have here, so the second one is The Knight of the Sacred Lake, and the third one is The Child of the Holy Grail. And yeah, unfortunately this one doesn't match the other one, but to be honest, I found it online, and because this book, the first one, I actually bought it in New York when I went 2 years ago, and I can't recommend this enough. And I'm going to read hopefully soon another book from Rosalind Miles, which is called Isolde. So it's about Isolde and Tristan story. So go and read it. You will love it. You see Rosalind Miles, how she portrays feminism, but in a way it's quite strong, I can say, compared maybe to Circe or from Madeline Miller, compared to the other ones that I'm going to show you later. Rosalind Miles is a lot more strong about feminism, and I think she also wrote books about that as well. But please go and read this one. Next one is The Ill-Made Mute by Cecilia Darth Thornton. First of all, look at this beautiful cover. Beautiful, right? So this one is the first book in the Bitterbind trilogy. And we have a second book, The Lady of the Sorrows, and the third one, The Battle of Evernight. It's about this person that we don't know if it's a male or a woman, just because the face is so disfigured. And also, this person doesn't talk, can't talk at all. So it's the journey of this person from an area of a part of this world in a castle as someone that basically clean things, tidy up stuff, to basically the journey of understanding who this person is, and then going to the second book and then the third one. So if I have to describe the genre is basically fantasy with a little bit of folk stories. So it's I think a little bit like Irish as well, like English stories about this creature. They are silly or unseelie. So silly are the good ones, but at the same time, if you do something wrong, they can kind of go against you. And unseelie, which are the bad phase that you don't want to actually encounter. And it's a really long book, all the three of them. The only thing I can say about Cecilia is that she likes to describe every single thing. Like the description of even one mug, it can take a page and a half. That's one fault that I have to say that I don't particularly like. Because when you have something like that, when you read the book, it takes ages to get through it. Ages. And sometimes you just forget where you are and it's just a little bit going on. But another thing that I can say is, like, I didn't like the ending of this trilogy, which is so sad. But I devoured the first one and I had to buy the second and the third. I think I read it in 1 month, literally all three of them, by how intrigued I was. The actual world, it's beautiful, it's really particular, and I love the journey of this person. I love it so much. And you see this person struggles because first, can't talk. First, you don't know what gender. Everyone talk badly about them, and it's just so sad anyway, because you feel the sadness, you feel the struggles, and you feel the anxiety and the stress that the person is going through. After that, they meet other people that kind of help them to go through and find out why they are like this. I can't recommend it enough anyway, even if the ending is not the greatest, but go and read it, please. And I have also another series from Cecilia Photo that I want to read, and hopefully I will do it soon. And now we're going to talk about another one of my favorite author, which is Julia Marília. I love Julia Marília, and we're going to talk about first. Well, I have two books. The first one I don't have it actually with me, but it's basically The Daughter of the Forest. And it's the first book in some kind of like companion trilogy, because basically there's a few characters that come back in the second one and then in the third one, but each book is basically following different people. I'm going to put the picture of the other two because I don't remember now the names of the other two books. But Daughter of the Forest was the first book that I read in terms of fantasy world, mythical world. Well, not mythical, more like retelling of particular old like storytelling. This girl, Sora, and her brothers, that the brothers actually get transformed into swans, and she needs to knit with a specific type of leaves and to basically create some t-shirts to let them wear them when the time is right. It's basically based in Ireland, and then you see the story going in basically England. And there's a little bit of a struggle in one part where you feel a little bit uncomfortable. And I remember when I read it, I felt it. I was so sad, and I think I cried as well. But the story, the characters, it was just like so beautiful. And like I said, this is a story of this girl Sora that she lives in Seven Waters, and with a dad and the brothers. But the thing is that the dad decides to remarry to someone else, and this person, she's beautiful, but she's also like a witch. So basically, she put this enchantment to the brothers to become swans, and they can only go back to be like men for particular times of the year. And in the meantime, she has to knit with these kind of leaves and stuff like that to create these t-shirts for basically to give them to the actual brothers. The problem is that she can't talk. She can't talk at all. If she starts talking, then the brothers will remain swan forever. Also, she can't even ask for help to basically meet all of these things. It's just a journey, just a love story as well in there, which is really beautiful, like done so well. And the good thing is that this love story is not an insta love story. You learn, you grow with these people, and you just feel the connection in a way, but at the same time it's just a struggle because it's like not really there. And listen, I love this book, so go and read it because it's stunning. It's stunning and has to be more hyped. So go and read that one. But last book, still for Julia Marilia, is Wildwood Dancing. And this is the first book in a duology. There's also the second one, Sybil Secrets, which I still have to read, but I'm going to read it this year. And this is kind of the same thing. Julia Marilia is beautiful of retelling different kind of stories, and it's about these 5 sisters that they found this door in their castle where they live to basically go and dance with a face. And there's this girl, the protagonist that we follow through. She has actually like a pet friend, like a frog, that actually the frog talks to her, and it's so nice. And unfortunately the father fell ill, and he was actually going to like a journey, but then he had to stop. And then there's basically a cousin that takes the ownership of the house, thinking that the father is going to die and he wants to marry one of the sisters. But then lots of things are happening, there's other creatures coming in, and this cousin is kind of like against the fairies because there's an accident that happened prior when he was a kid with other 2 people. And it's just so beautiful. And it says here that Julia Marilia is among the most skilled of fantasy writers, and it's true. And it's true, and you see it. She wrote so many other books that I really want to read them all. So maybe hopefully I will do. But please go and read this one. If you want something different, if you want a fantasy that is different from all the other fantasy that you are seeing, there is a little bit more oldish vibes, go with Julia Marilia, go with Cecilia Duff Orton, go with also Rosalie Miles. Just go with that. And Madeline Miller, of course, if you want something mythological. But if you want something really fantasy, these are the ones for you. I love them. Anyway, I hope you enjoy my review of these books. I didn't want it to be too much like into detail because I want you to basically explore it and understand why I love them, and I want you to read them. But yeah, these are so like magnificent, so beautiful, and every single time I look at them I still remember the feelings that I felt. So there you have it, the books that I talked about today. Let me know in the comments if you read any of them, or if you're interested, or if you want to know more from me about these books, because I could go on and on, and I could read them to you. I could read some passages. I could do anything with these books. But please leave it in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in my next video, which I'm not sure which one is going to be, but you will find out soon. Anyway, bye, ciao.